Hello everyone, it's Ashley with Amare, owner and founder of Amare Healing Arts, Plastic Surgery Recovery Center, and Holistic Clinic, specializing in manual lymphatic drainage. We have 2 locations in New Jersey, Highland Park and Elizabeth, and I also offer virtual consults. If you're not in New Jersey but still need help with your recovery, you can give the office a call at 732-841-0142 to set up your sessions. We have our post-op shop where we offer post-op supplies like lipofoams and BBL pillows, and I teach you guys how to use those products with the videos that we have on our product page. That's amarepostopshop.com. We also have our online courses where I teach you guys what massages you would need after plastic surgery, when to get your massages, who to get them from, what the lymphatic system is, what lymphatic massages actually are, and all the research that you would need on your post-op massages and finding a lymphatic therapist. All of these links are in our bio as well as in the description boxes, so you guys can go and check that out. I will see you guys soon. Ashley with Amare. Bye. Guys, Ashley with Amare. So I just recorded this video on the female funnel and forgot a bunch of really important things. So we're going to do it again. If you guys are listening on the Spotify, thank you for listening. You're going to want to watch this video on YouTube because I'm going to actually demonstrate how to use this thing. So you're going to need to see it. All right. So what are we talking about? Female funnels. This little device thing you guys get post-op and none of you know how to use it and you're all like super upset because it's making a mess all over your faja and you're peeing all over yourself and it's a mess. All right. So 2 things. 1, people hate this thing. 2, people love this thing. Why do people hate it? Okay, 80% of users hate this thing because they're not using it properly. You guys don't know how to use it. Nobody tells you these things. You're buying random products on Amazon because somebody on a Facebook group or Instagram something somewhere told you to go get this. So you got it. And now you're just kind of like making a mess. So that's why you don't like it. The other reason you don't like it is because it's not this one. The ones that you guys get, you see how I'm like flapping this around? The one that you guys get is super, super, super rigid. Also, it's not really customizable when you cut it. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more later. But the ones on Amazon that you get are not latex free. They are not medical grade silicone like this one is. So cleaning them, they're like a weird consistency. They don't like wash off properly. They're super rigid. Storing them is really hard. And cleaning them is really hard. And then the other thing is they don't really fit you. They don't like this, like curve to you. This actually has like a bend in it. So it cups everything all up in there. The other thing I love about this lip is super, super wide. It's about, I'd say like it's a little less than an inch. Maybe it's like a half an inch or 3/4 of an inch. The ones that you get on Amazon, and I'm going to show you guys, I just pulled up like a quick little guy here. Let me see if I don't know if I can turn this around. I don't know how to really use this thing. Hold on. Okay, so if you look at this lip, this is like one of the ones that's like rated really well on Amazon. That lip is super thin, so it doesn't create a seal against your skin. Whereas our lip is super wide, so you have a nice thick seal. Now, if this is too thick for you, you can cut it. So there's like this little crease. You can just trim it. So I love that. But a lot of the ones that I see you guys come in with are really rigid, really hard, really messy. So there's this. When we're talking about your body, medical grade silicone, your products should be medical grade. You are having a medical surgery. Please stop buying random things. Couple points about this. Hydrophobic, moisture and germ resistant. So what does that mean? When you're cleaning this, it will not absorb moisture, whereas a lot of the other plastics are permeable and will. Number 1. Number 2, whatever soap you wash this with will wash off. It will not absorb into this, which is nice. And because it's 100% medical grade silicone, it is germ resistant, which is wonderful because we're putting it in very delicate places. Also, I don't know why you guys do this. This is meant to go in your garment. Like not just against your garment, but in your garment. So super, super, super cool guidelines on this that not a lot of well, actually none of them have it. So this is a patented design. It's made in the USA. There are no others like it out there, blah, blah, blah. Yes, the other ones may look like it, but just like we can get, fajas that look like the same thing and be totally different fit, same thing with this. Literal fit, completely different. So back to the guidelines. These little markings on here, they're like little divots, like you can feel them, so you don't have to like look at them. When you are putting this in your garment, you want this lip to be in the garment. This guideline should be in the garment, so you know that it's in there enough, so you're not making a mess everywhere, missing the mark. So these are really great for that. This folds up really, really well, which I love. I know it kind of seems big. It's the size of my hand, like from palm to fingertips, but we can trim it, and we're going to customize it in a little bit. I'm going to show you how to do that so you get a perfect fit every time. But this guy folds up really, really tiny. So you just fold it in like this, and then make a little flower, right? And then you just fold it in like this. So it already has the lines. Now I know they have the ones that like push in. I've seen those. Yeah, those are also gross because if you don't dry it off properly, all that moisture gets trapped in there. This, you fold it instead of like the little poppy thing. So you do this, and then you push this little seam in, fold this guy up in here, and voila, you got a perfect little flower. Ta-da! And this comes in a container that it fits really, really well back in. So when you are ready to store it, literally just slide it right in here. And then there's a cap too, which is kind of nice. So it comes with its own little storing device. Some of them come in like bags. They don't really have like a thing like this. So like when you're rooting around in your purse or your post-op bag, you're like trying to find it amongst all your other supplies and things. So it's got this cool little cap, and you just pop the cap on. If I can pop the cap on, and you're good to go. Ta-da! And it's in here, and that's it. So using this, you guys always get it wrong every god blessed time, and it's the funniest thing for me to hear stories that you guys tell me about how wrong you get it, because it just doesn't make sense. So this is meant to be with you facing forward towards the toilet tank. So what do we use this for? Lipo and BBL primarily. I'm sorry, tummy tuck and BBL primarily. Lipo, yes, as well, if you are super sore and have had a lot of lipo done. This is super, super convenient when you've had a BBL and a tummy tuck. Why? You should be drinking a gallon of water a day or close to a gallon a day. So that means you're going to be peeing all the time. You're going to want to have this so that you're not trying to squat, bend, lean, do any of that stuff. You use this standing up, number one. I use this thing, public restrooms, when I don't even want to touch the toilet or go near the toilet. You are standing up away from the toilet or straddling the toilet. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But I love this thing. Another point, when you go to have a bowel movement with a BBL, you use the rolled up towel on the edge of the toilet seat. Same thing with a tummy tuck, you kind of use the rolled up towel. That is the only time you should be attempting to sit on the toilet. Other than that, no unnecessary bending down, no unnecessary squatting. We don't want to pull on the internal ab repair or the muscles in there when we're trying to use the bathroom. Or with the BBL, we don't want to try and squat or do any of that. So that's why we have this. Now, let's pretend this is a toilet, okay? So, with this thing, before you go to use it for the first time, before you're busting, trying to figure out how to use this thing, making a mess, and then deem it like the holy hell of bathroom use, before you do that, before you have to actually go, you are going to make sure this fits. One, see how tiny this little hole is? It's a little tiny baby hole. Okay, I drink a gallon and a half a day. My stream is something fierce. It's like a fire hose. It's not going to fit through there when I got to go. It's going to splash back up on me. It's going to overflow. So what do? See how this is tapered? Yes, I understand a lot of them are tapered, but this is angled and tapered. And this is really, really wide in there. So all you have to do is snip the end and it opens up. And if you still need it more, snip the end again and it opens up. This is nice and long. You've got enough room to play with this as far as the spout and the stream that comes out of it. So you can snip, snip, snip. Other ones, when you do that, not really that great for snippage because they're not as wide. So going back to our example here, let me see if I can find a pretty good photo of it. They don't have a lot of, it's the other thing, a lot of these little photos on here on the Amazon are not the greatest. So, hold on. Back to what I was saying about the folding up. Look at how that folds up, right? It folds up to the side where all that moisture in there is getting pinched and trapped in the rings, whereas ours folds from the front like this and then just folds in half and folds completely over. That is going to pop out immediately. Also, if you look at the opening, how narrow that bottom piece is. It goes from tiny to really big. You don't have as much control with the stream. And that's where I see the biggest mistakes, is that you guys are like, it's overflowing or it's backing up and it's like spilling all over your garment. That's the problem, is that you don't have an adjustable spout like that. So this, I would suggest cutting it. Before you have to go, cut like a sizable amount so that you can see how much the stream is before you have to go. That's the first part. The second part, unzip the bottom of your faja or opening or whatever. Put your fingers like this to feel where the guidelines are, just like this, and pop it in. Make sure you wiggle it into your faja, and then make sure it fits comfortably up against you. If you need to trim the back piece, if you need to trim the front piece, if you need to trim the seal a little bit, make sure you're doing all of this before you go to use it for the first time, or you're going to make a mess. So customize this fit properly so that when you go to use it, it's easy and it's quick and it's accessible and it's not a problem. So, you know, do that whole thing. Now, how should this face? That's a thing. This bigger upper lip piece part should be in the back. Yes, the back, not the front. So when we're holding this thing, here's my little toilet. We want to be facing the toilet, and we want this little spout thing to be facing up so you see what's going on. If you have it facing this way, it's gonna go down and you're gonna miss the toilet. Don't do that. So the higher piece of this, the higher angle, goes in the back, towards the back, so that the funnel part is facing up. So it's going up and out rather than straight down where you're making a mess everywhere. So we want to make sure that this fits a comfortable seal and that it's good and it's up against you and there's no leakage when you go. And you want to make sure that this spout is cut so that it's big enough. Now, two ways of doing this. Standing straight up, or standing like with your hand against the wall so you're supported, if like tummy tuck BBL situation. Or if you find it easier to make sure you're aiming properly, I know ladies, we don't have to worry about the aiming situation, but now we do. So making sure you're aiming properly, you want to straddle the toilet. So legs on both sides, so you're at the widest part of the toilet bowl. This thing is pointing in towards the widest part of the toilet bowl, so that when you go, even if it splashes, it's getting all in there. It's okay, because you're in, like, standing over the toilet. So, little crash course on how to use these thingies. But like I said, you want to make sure you trim this first before you go to use it for the first time. So again, nice wide opening. We're going to trim a little bit here, which is going to open it up. If the first time you use it, that's still not enough, you find that you're going stronger than this thing can handle, do it again. Trim up closer to the top so you have a wider opening. I mean, to the top is like, it's a lot. It's a really, really big opening. This lip, if you find that this lip is too constrictive and you need more space, pull it like this, trim around the edge, or pop it out upside down, and you'll get that seam to pop up just like this. And then you can go ahead, start where the slit is, and just trim a little bit off. Don't do too much at first. Don't cut the whole thing off, because you still need that to prevent any backsplash. But also the biggest point in this seam is to make sure you have a nice, comfortable seal. So there's that. Trim that first. Trim this if it's too long in the back, not the front. Don't trim the front. Trim the back. If the back is coming up way too high, trim the back just a little bit so that it's a little bit lower and you get that perfect seal. Trim the bottom. And that's it. Now, washing this thing. Again, 100% medical grade silicone can be completely washed, which is so nice. So, soap and water. Nothing will stick to this. It is, again, moisture and germ resistant. So when you go to use soap on this, any kind of soap, hand soap, obviously we want to be using like antibacterial soap on this. So, never thought I'd say this, but Dial Dove and HIPAA Ta-da! Maybe not Dove, because that's like a body wash, but Dial, HIPAA Cleanse, the soft soap, antibacterial soap, any kind of antibacterial hand soap will be good for this. And you want to lather up nice and good, wash it, water in it, rinse it out, and then instead of trying to dry it off with a towel where the fibers are going to stick to it, flick it like a bunch of times, all the moisture will come right off of it. I kid you not. It's the easiest thing in the world. Just literally grab the end and flick it, and all the water comes flying off, and you're good. If you want to, you can wipe it out with a little towel, and that's it. It's really, really, really easy to clean. Again, because there are no ridges like all of the other funnels where they've got like those rings in there where you don't have to like get in there, so much easier to clean, because I've tried a couple of them and they're a literal pain in the ass to try and clean. So much better. Love this thing. Just flick it and get all the moisture off of it and you're good to go. And then just fold it back up. So again, where all the lines are, just there's a nice thick seam right here. Just push that in. And then where this seam is, literally just fold it up. Ta-da! And that's it. So super good for cleaning. Like we said, germ resistant. Use antibacterial soap on this. Cold water or hot water. I know some people who boil these to disinfect them. I don't know that I would suggest this because it's silicone. You can try. If you're boiling it in low level heat water just to disinfect it, that would be fine. But when some people boil things, it's high heat. Everything's bubbling over. You might melt this, so just don't do that. Just make sure that if you're disinfecting it, you're being cautious. That's that. And I think that's it for this video. Little crash course on how to use these, when to use these, why to use these. Please, again, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Before you have to go, make sure you're customizing this to fit you properly. And make sure it fits, and make sure you know where you're going to stand. And then, practice cleaning it. Wash it, soap, flick it, dry it, and you'll be good to go. These are going to go up on the online shop either next week or the following week. You guys will be able to purchase them then. I will post probably next week when it's out, so you can get them in the online shop. Again, these are the ones that we recommend. These are patent designed. There's not another one like this exact one on the market. I think that's it. So I will try to get these out this week so you guys can start purchasing them and referring and stuff like that. If you have questions about post-op, call the office, 732-841-0142. Happy Alex can set you up with an appointment with me. But yeah, if you have questions for me, you need to schedule a virtual post-op or come in person. Questions in the DMs and onlines is not a thing because I don't know who you are and I can't give you any advice or answer any questions. So call her to schedule. And like I said, if you guys are listening on Spotify, check out the YouTube video, which will be linked in the places that you need to find it. Our YouTube channel link is in our description of our Spotify. And guys, I think that's it for this week. So thank you for watching, for listening. I hope this was helpful. And I will post the link to this and put out announcements in all the proper places when this is available in our shop. And that is it. Thank you guys. Have a good night. I will see you all next week. Ashley with the Mare. Bye.